Hi guys, welcome back to Irene Tarot Card. I'm Ren, and this week for something different I thought I'd do a video all about balance, because it's really important to try and feel balanced in life, but it can be quite hard to achieve that balance. So in this video I'll share my methods, I suppose, that I've applied throughout the years, back when I used to work 64-hour weeks in split shifts as a chef, and also when I worked at a plant nursery where it was quite physical work and I was working a lot of hours, being a single parent at the time. Now I'm self-employed, I'm a full-time artist, however I still apply all of the same organisational tactics to try and maintain that balance in my life. So the first thing in trying to find balance that I feel is the most important thing of all that you can do is organise. Have a planner, and over the weekend schedule in any appointments that you've got that week, schedule in time that you want to spend with friends because you need to invest in those relationships, any family time over the weekend, whether you want to get out in nature and go for a hike that weekend, anything at all that you want to achieve in the following week. Write down, organise, work around your work hours, prioritise things that you really want to get some exercise in, or you really want to get some time in with a friend you haven't seen in a while. Whatever it may be, organise it, schedule it, and so have that week ahead worked out in your mind of what you want to actually achieve. And then every single morning when you wake up over your first morning coffee, the first thing you should do is open that planner and say, right, this Monday I have to get A, B, C done. After work I must do that first, and then that leaves me time for that, and so on and so forth. And if you follow this to a T, everything that you've written down, you will achieve everything that you want to achieve. You do have to be quite methodical in the way you plan, and you'll get better at it the more you do it, where you know it's going to take you however long to do your grocery shopping, or however long at a doctor's appointment that you might have to go to, which I have a lot of appointments that I have to go to, and you'll work out a way to make sure that you get everything done that week as long as you follow that planner to a T. Next in the morning, what I like to try to do is 5 to 10 minutes of Pilates. Now, it doesn't have to be Pilates, you can just do some stretches in the morning or a bit of yoga or whatever you feel is best for you. But I highly recommend getting that 5-10 minutes in every morning to get your body moving, to get your body stretched out, because it just helps you feel so much better for the whole day. It's really hard to get motivated to actually start and do it, but once you do it, your body will thank you and you will feel so much better for the whole day, just feeling stretched out, your blood flowing, and it just makes you feel better all round. Next thing I do in the mornings is my little grooming session. I think that this can apply to males too, whether you like to shower in the morning or shower at night. In the morning after you've had your coffee and hopefully done some Pilates or something. If you throw on some makeup, if you just spend 5 minutes just quickly throwing your hair up, getting yourself put together a bit, you'll feel so much better the whole day. I spend maybe 5 minutes putting some nail polish on over the weekend, and then in the morning I spend 5 minutes tops throwing on some light makeup, putting my hair up, putting some earrings in, and the whole day I just feel put together and ready for anything that I need to do that day. So I think it's really important to take that little bit of time and actually get yourself put together in the morning, and then you're ready to face the day. Next is breakfast, and they do say breakfast is the most important part of the day for a reason. When you have breakfast, it gets your metabolism going, so all day your metabolism will be working a lot better, and anything that you will eat for the rest of the day. They say it's better to even have something like bacon and eggs in the morning than nothing at all. So whether you've got time to cook yourself up a really good breakfast, or whether you just grab a banana on your way out the door, I highly recommend trying to get a little something in your stomach, because you will feel a lot better for it for the rest of the day. And then of course there's work. We have to work to try to make a living, and whatever your work hours, whether it is just your weekdays, Monday to Friday, or you work weekends, it doesn't really matter. But basically when you set yourself up well for the day and then you go do your work, whatever that might be. I've spent many hours in paid positions. Now I work for myself, so I have to really self-motivate. I have to really schedule day by day what layers of paintings I have to get done, when I have to get edging done, various other things. But it's just part of life. We all have to do what we have to do, I guess. And then during that work day, when you're working, it's also important to try to have a balanced lunch. And I used to pack myself salads and wraps when I was working away from home. I still pack salads and wraps for my partner Jay and my daughter Jasmine, and myself if I've got some leftovers or something, if I'm going to be home throughout the day, if I'm not going out to lunch or I'm not going out to do whatever that day. I try and eat a balanced meal, whether it's a nice salad, whether it's a little bit of leftovers, whatever it might be. But if you're away from home working, make sure you pack yourself something that's going to sustain you for the rest of the day, because food is fuel and we need to fuel our bodies to be able to cope with everything that we need to get done in any single given day. Also early in the week, which I've always done on a work day, I never leave my groceries for the weekend. I like to get my grocery shopping over and done with, and for that I do once again a plan, because I plan everything. That's just the best way to be organized. But I basically have a meal plan for the week that I do over the weekend, and then I jot down anything that I'm going to need from the supermarket. And usually on a Monday afternoon, after I've done whatever I've needed to work-wise, I go, I do all of my shopping, or whether if you have got time first thing in the morning, whenever. But if you do it through the week and you're not leaving it to the end of the week, then you're not wasting your whole days off on mundane tasks like shopping. Now with shopping, once I sort of write down everything that I'm going to need that week, and once I work out every meal that we need to have, whether we're going to be out for meals at some point during the week, whether my daughter Jazz will have her boyfriend over on a night and what he likes to eat, whether I've got a dinner party or anything that I might have that week, I plan it all. I write down everything I'm going to need, and then throughout the week I'm not wasting time popping back into the supermarket several times, wandering aimlessly, not knowing what I'm going to need or what I'm going to cook that night. But rather I just need to maybe pop in for some milk or some bread or something fresh like seafood that I have to buy on the day, and it takes me literally 5 minutes because I've got everything else in the cupboard on hand ready to go. So that's a major part of being organized, just pre-planning once again. And also on that shopping day, because I have Crohn's disease, if you've watched some of my previous videos, you'll know I have a lot of doctor's appointments, appointments for needles constantly and blood tests and everything. And so also on that shopping day, I basically go to the chemist, I put in all scripts that I'm going to need for that week, I get whatever vitamins and anything that's needed, so I've got all of that stocked up as well. And then during the week, also part of my week is planning future paintings, doing sketches for paintings, cleaning up the painting area, cleaning all of my brushes, getting whatever canvases that week that I might need, setting up the area, and then also editing. That's another part of my week which can take a day or two, where I'm actually having to sit in front of a computer, which I never used to like doing, and I still really don't enjoy it, but it's just part of what I do, making these videos. And I have to sit there and I have to edit all the footage and work out what A-roll, B-roll footage I'm going to use to make a cohesive video about the painting I've done that week and all the footage that I filmed during that painting week. And so that's another part of my week, and I usually get that done later in the week, more towards the weekend. And also during the work week, later in the week, another work day thing that I like to get out of the way is the cleaning. I hate leaving cleaning for the weekend when I could be doing a bunch of other things that are much more enjoyable. So I like to, on a work day, once I've got everything done once again that I needed to for that day, that afternoon, I like to clean the house properly, because a cluttered home means a cluttered mind. Can't stress this enough. I feel everything has to have a home, so I know if I need a pair of scissors, I just have to reach in that drawer and there they'll be. And I like to apply that to basically everything in the house. I like to do one big deep clean a week, and that's all your usual vacuuming and mopping and all the mundane tasks that need to be done when you're cleaning. And that way it's all done and out of the way, and then by the time the weekend comes around, you don't need to worry about it. Your house is clean, you've got all your groceries on hand, so you can actually enjoy your weekend. Sometimes during those work evenings, I also schedule catch-ups, coffee dates with friends, or even dinner parties during the week, not just the weekends, because I feel it's really important to invest in the relationships, as I said earlier, that you want to maintain. And so you have to actually schedule time with people, and you have to try to catch up with people and have a chat, have a nice coffee, have a nice dinner together. And it just makes you feel so much better when you've caught up with friends and you've had your chat and your vent and your, you know, time to spend just recreationally sitting or going out together to a coffee shop and actually spending time just chatting to a person. So it's really important to maintain those relationships, and you can always find the time, no matter how late you're working. If you start later in the day, then you schedule something for early in the day. If you know need be, you can only do so on the weekends, then do so on the weekends. But definitely try to maintain those family and friendship relationships, because they do help you feel a lot more balanced when you do feel that it's not all about work and all about the tasks you have to get done, but also extracurricular things that you might be wanting to do with friends and catching up with family, etc. And then comes the weekend, and one of my number one things that I like to do every weekend, if possible, if the weather allows, but at least once a week, is to get out of the house. If you watch some of my previous videos, you know I love hiking to waterfalls, rainforests, things like that. But basically anything where I'm getting out of the house, I'm getting out in nature, helps me feel so much more balanced throughout the day. And it can be hard to get motivated or to plan where should you go, but even if you go for a walk for 10 minutes, or you actually schedule a catch up with someone at a park over coffee, or you do go to a waterfall or a rainforest, it just makes you feel so much better. It's once you're out there and you're sort of having a nice walk and breathing the fresh air, it just makes you feel so much better. So I highly recommend that at least once a week you try and schedule some time where you're just going to get outside, whether it's with your partner or with a friend or with a child, whatever it might be, but just to get outside and just to go out, have a good walk, or a nice hike is even better, and you will feel so much better for it and much more balanced in your day-to-day life. And then sort of by Sunday, I'm usually having a family catch up. Most Sundays I'll go over to Mum's and we'll have lunch, my sister will come over, and if not, then I'll schedule things with friends, or if we're having a girls' cocktail night or something like that with friends, or anything at all, I sort of try and have some fun activities towards the end of the week. And then that afternoon I'll do my meal plan, I'll organise what needs to be done that week, I'll paint my nails that night, and then that's sort of the week done and dusted. And by this stage I've achieved everything that I've set out to do, because I've followed that planner to a T, and so I've been able to get everything done day by day throughout the week, and I achieve balance in doing so. But basically, you for yourself have to choose what's important, what you need to take time away from to be able to add other things into your week to achieve your own personal balance. Because at the end of the day, it's all about the balance that you want to achieve in your life. And so it's not necessarily about how I might do things. I hope some of these suggestions help you, but it's got to be based on your own desire to spend time with friends or not waste time over the weekend cleaning, and whatever that you might be doing at the moment, wasting a couple hours on social media, and maybe take that down to an hour, and then for 1 hour you can actually achieve A, B, C in your day. Whatever that might be, to find that balance, you have to ask yourself what you want to feel balanced in, and you can achieve it. Anything you put your mind to, plan it and achieve it. You can do it 100%. And lastly, in closing, something that's really important to feel balanced and to feel well is sleep, which I struggle with a lot. If you'd ask my partner Jay, he'd tell you I drive him crazy because I get up 3-4 times a night. I'm not a great sleeper. I'm not an insomniac or anything. I do sleep, but I'm not great at sleep. And I like to watch a movie at night, wind down watching a show or something like that, which I tend to do most nights after all the jobs have been done for the day, but I still feel wide awake. And something that can help with that is reading, which a lot of people don't like the idea of. But reading a good book, even a chapter or two before you go to bed, absolutely can help you feel so much more tired and ready for sleep. So that helps me a lot, try to sleep, but then in the middle of the night I still get up, and I get up first thing in the morning. Half the time I'm up before Jay even gets up for work at 5 o'clock in the morning. But whatever your sleep patterns are, if you want to get up earlier in the morning, try to go to bed earlier at night. If you're not able to go to sleep straight away, try and read something, maybe not on your device because blue light is not so good, but even just flipping through a magazine, or maybe journaling. Some people find journaling helps them to wind down, or whatever it might be that you feel would help you have a better sleep pattern. Do that for yourself, because yeah, achieving balance, part of it is being well rested and looking after yourself. So in closing, I think that trying to achieve balance in your life and feeling well is mainly all about how you plan your week and how you plan your day-to-day and what you're going to get done and what you're going to achieve. And it's the same with meals. I cook most nights, but I try and balance things out, so we're having some sort of carb and protein. I try and apply balance to basically everything I do. And the only thing you need to worry about as far as your own balance is the things that you want to achieve and the things that you want to get done. So whatever that might be, get a planner, start writing down what you want to achieve each week, and you can do it. You can absolutely achieve balance. And on that note, I'm going to leave it here for today, but thank you so very much for watching this video. I hope you'll join me again next week. I'll have a normal painting video next week, a vlog all about a painting that I do, and whatever else I've got going on that week. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. Have a great week, have a great weekend, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.